All right, and it looks as though you have made it to the third part. Here I'll be giving out the top three. So if this was the Olympics, these would be the medalists. Ooh, how special. So I'm going to start with third place. Third place goes to Amy Klobuchar. Ta-da! Woo! All right, hooray. Amy Klobuchar. So inspiring. I made a certificate to present to her. She can actually pick it up anytime today between the hours of 2 and 2:15. Oh, it's actually 2:30. Okay, it's too late. Oh, well. All right. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time on this, so let me see. Ta-da! Third place. Congrats, Amy Klobuchar. Smiley. Oh, wait, no. Boring face. Because you're boring. And then on the back, it says, no diploma under your chair. All right. Yes, congratulations. Here you go, Amy. Go fetch. Now, why did I give her third place, even though I really don't agree with her on almost anything? Well, you know what? Let's be honest. Amy Klobuchar presents a more authentic look at what centrism really is about, and a more authentic look at a moderate candidate. She just does. If she was a black woman, she'd be up there being like, you ain't getting nothing, and you ain't getting nothing. That's right. And you ain't getting nothing either. And there ain't gonna be no diploma under your chair. Don't look there. Look there if you want. Look under your chair if you want. Ain't nothing there. That's right. And you don't know what you're talking about, Pete. Pete, you ain't got no experience. You don't belong in this. You shouldn't even be up here. If a woman was in your place with your credentials, she would not be up here. I mean, yo, Amy Klobuchar cannot stand Pete Buttigieg's guts. She's just like, why are you even here? Which is exactly what the rest of us think. She's like, I mean, and she's not afraid to call him on it. And then she's a better speaker than Joe Biden. I mean, she just is. Like, I mean, do I really need to elaborate on that? No. Okay. I mean, anyway, this debate performance for Amy Klobuchar was actually really good. Objectively, whether we like her or not. She's surged in the polls. She's now third at 13% in the latest Emerson College poll. And she's gained donations. I don't remember the exact number, but she gained some record number of donations fundraising day after this debate. So that's really good. And I think she presents a good option. I mean, if I was one of these, white educated people, or one of these people that tends to support the Buttigiegs and the Klobuchars, or a moderate who might like Joe Biden, and I was looking for another candidate but didn't want to go left, I think I really would be looking at this one person. On the other one hand, Pete Buttigieg, just like, because I would not be dumb enough to sit there and listen to somebody saying nothing and pretend like he's saying something. I mean, Pete Buttigieg just sitting up there reading off Jack Handy quotes the entire time is not something that I would be falling for, even though these guys act like they can't tell when somebody's not saying anything of substance. I can. So I don't know what their problem is, but I would definitely not be falling for it. And I'd be like, on the one hand, we got this one guy who stands up there and says nothing while continuing to flap his gums, but he doesn't actually say anything. He has no experience except being a failed mayor, and nobody in the black community is going to vote for him. And we're not going to win without the black people. And then on the other hand, we got this guy who, I mean, every time he's on stage, he's tripping over himself, flipping over himself. He's dropping every fifth word and sounds like absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand what he's saying. I mean, the leader of the free world, and he can't even put a coherent thought together. So I mean, I would be looking at that and I'd be like, what? I need another option. And I think Amy Klobuchar is the best option on that stage for that crowd. Let's go on to second place. Second place, drum roll, please. Tom Steyer. Ta-da! All right. Oh, Lord, we ran out of certificates, Tom. I'm so sorry. Here, have this Sharpie. Congratulations. It says Sharpie. Okay, here you go, Tom. Now go fetch. Now, why did I put Tom in second? Passion. quite frankly, passion. While everyone's sitting up there looking, they're getting tired, I think, especially Joe Biden, okay? But, some of them are getting a little tired, and Elizabeth Warren kind of like fades into the background. Andrew Yang fades into the background. But Tom Steyer was like, oh, no, guys, we got to do this. We got to, he really has that passion, and I think that's going to look good for a lot of people. Also, he wasn't staring the whole time. Remember in my debate preview, I said, you got to stop staring, dude. And I think his crew probably told him that. Look, dude, stop staring. It's so creepy. All of us are creeped out. We know you when we creeped out. We be watching the TV. I be hiding. Because I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's staring into my very being. You got to stop doing that. We don't want that. We don't love to see it. And then they also probably did tell him, like I said, you need to talk. You need to interject more. You got to get into it. You can't just sit there and let everybody else do all the talking. They're not going to go to you. Let's face it. You're the least interesting person on the stage. You just are. Nobody believes that you actually have a shot. So nobody cares about your candidacy. And so they're not going to go to you as much. ABC, CNN, MSDNC, Fox News, Faux News, all these other crazy, ridiculous cable television, network television nonsense is not actual news. What they don't care about informing you. What they care about is entertaining you. So they're not worried about, let's make sure everyone gets all the real information from these candidates, and we make sure we got to go to Tom Steyer too, because they definitely need to hear what it is that he might have to say. He might have something important to say, and we want to make sure that we hear it so that they don't care about that. It won't be long before they go up there and start taking off their shirts and flexing their muscles, the guys. I mean, it isn't about the substance of it. They'd love nothing more than to have two female candidates going at each other. I mean, they'd love nothing more than have the two progressives arguing with each other. They love this because it spikes their ratings. When they bring on a candidate who isn't well known, nobody really knows them. I mean, they turn on the TV, they see Joe Biden, they recognize Joe Biden. They turn on the TV, they see Bernie Sanders, they recognize Bernie Sanders. They turn on the TV, they see your ugly picnic tie, they turn it off. I mean, you have to do something to capture their attention and make them actually want to continue watching. That is what it's all about. It's about the ratings. And I bet you if he started more drama and was up there calling people out and making them look bad and people were watching, they would go and ask him more questions, and they would ask him questions specifically about the other candidates to get more out of him because they love that. They love that. All right. The other thing is he knows where his bread is going to be buttered in this here primary. Because right now he's polling in second place in South Carolina. You did not hear that incorrectly. You heard that right. He is polling second. Joe Biden is still leading. So what does that mean? Bernie Sanders is third. In the RCP average of polls, third. Now, I don't think it's panic time yet. Obviously, Bernie Sanders has been focusing his attention on Iowa and New Hampshire. So obviously, he's going to be doing a little bit better there. But I'm hoping that Bernie Sanders can begin to chip away at that lead as we see him start to, care a little bit more about South Carolina, think about a little bit more about that strategically as in terms of how he's formulating his campaign strategy. But Tom Steyer's doing well there. He's running all that billionaire money ads, and it is the best, the most amount of black support money can buy. I mean, I don't understand what black supporters are seeing in this billionaire, what they're so excited about. I mean, I guess, when you're running all that campaign money, I guess there's like, black people, come here for a second, scoot closer. Yeah, come a little closer. That's right, come on, keep coming. Okay. I know billionaires and black both start with the letter B, but that's not a reason to support them, right? Okay. Because I don't get what it would be otherwise. This isn't grade school. Let's support people who actually stand for the things that we stand for. Who will actually help and care about our community. To be fair, he does, I think, care about the black community. But when you're a billionaire, you don't get there by not being exploitative. There's a certain amount of exploitation in being a billionaire. I don't care what it is you're doing. There's no way you're getting there. Oh, golly gee, just hard, honest work. I worked my way to a billionaire. That doesn't happen. That's not how it works. Okay. Now, in first place, Bernie Sanders. All right, so let's get into it. So why? Well, first of all, he had a great moment when he called out Pete. I was just like, oh wow, that was so beautiful. When he was like 40 billionaires, Pete, and everyone on Twitter was like, yep. And they were dragging Pete. Like, just dragging. And it was just wonderful to behold. So loved that moment. And he's going on the offense. Bernie Sanders, you got to get more aggressive. I said that in my preview, and that was the only real moment where he did, but it was good. Also spoke eloquently about impeachment. Now, I haven't spoken about this very much on this channel, but because I started it after impeachment was kind of already over / wrapped up and everything, but I thought impeachment was a waste of time. Sorry, I just did. I don't disagree with the fact that Donald Trump has done impeachable things, many of which they decided for some strange reason not to include in their impeachment, in the articles of impeachment that they brought to the Senate. I don't know why, but for whatever reason they were like, well, we're going to stick to this weak stuff, and I'm just like, it wasn't interesting. It wasn't really something that really grabbed people's attention. The ratings were terrible. People were not asking about it on the campaign trail from all indications. I mean, it was a dud. It fell flat. It just is what it is. And so, having said that, Bernie Sanders made such a great case for how ridiculous it is that the Republicans were like, oh, no, it's fine. Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with doing this. There's nothing wrong with abusing your power. There's nothing wrong with asking a leader of another country to look up your opponent, to dig up some stuff on there. There's nothing wrong with being like, oh, hello, yes, yeah, this is this is the Ukraine. Oh yeah, well, I need you to. Oh, I need you. Well, how would he do? I need you to look up some dirt on an opponent. Really, seriously, believe me. I don't do good impressions. But, seriously, they thought that was okay for him to be like, oh, yeah, just tell me, just go out there and announce an investigation on Biden and make him look bad. It's okay for the president to do that? Really? I'm sure that if a Democratic president does that to one of your Republican presidents, you guys will be saying the exact same thing. Republicans are the biggest hypocrites on the face of the earth, in probably the universe, or maybe even the multiverse. Like, if there's another version of this reality, the Republicans there are not worse than these guys. They can't be. They can't be any worse than these fools. I mean, what we saw them do with Merrick Garland, how they sat on that nomination for that long, they're just like, no, we're not going to do that. And then later on, Mitch McConnell, they're interviewing him, and they're like, oh, well, what if there's a Supreme Court vacancy? I mean, look at these. Look at the media, like, seriously asking this question, like, oh my gosh, I'm just curious, like, what if there's a Supreme Court vacancy that opens up when you guys are in office, or in your last year? What are you going to do? Like, oh, we're just curious. Or like, oh, we got you, all right? And Mitch McConnell's like, we're going to feel it. Like, what? Thought we had principles? Idiot. No, of course. We're going to do the opposite of what we said. Then, because it's to our own political advantage. Duh. Why would I do anything other than that? Unbelievable. So, and then even the question about guns, that's an area where Bernie Sanders has had, challenges in the past, and I thought his answer on that was okay. I mean, as good as it can be. I mean, when you make mistakes, you got to own it and be like, hey, I did that, and that's the thing. But he doesn't try to turn around and be like, oh, no, I was always against guns. You're not, like, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Like the Social Security thing with Biden, like, oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I was always like that. And I'm just like, dude, He doesn't do that. He says, yeah, this was the constituency I was representing. Now, there's a case to be made that, look, just like you were on the right side of all these other progressive issues, you should have also been on the right side of this. It didn't matter if it wasn't what your constituency wanted. You should have been on the right side of it. And you should have used your influence to kind of get public opinion going in that direction. You shouldn't have sat there and been like, oh, this is what the people in Vermont want. You should have used your own judgment. If that's what you agreed with, then that's fine, but whatever. But anyway, an adequate answer. The only part that I didn't really like was when they gave the Nina Turner quote, and he's like, no, I don't agree with that. I think he needs to have his surrogates' backs a little bit better than he does. Now, it's not necessary to rubber stamp everything that they do, but I mean, just an answer as simple as, you know what, Nina Turner is a great surrogate for us. She is really passionate about this campaign, and she just makes a big difference and is very important to us. She has the right to say whatever she wants to say, and as a white man, I'm not going to sit here and tell a black woman what she should say about Joe Biden's influence and effect on the black community, okay? Now, having said that, those words that she uses, is that the exact wording I would use to describe Joe Biden? No. But on the other hand, and then I would start listing all of the things that Joe Biden has done that has been detrimental to the black community. I mean, he wanted to cut Social Security. And don't believe when he tells you he didn't. So I would have gone after that a lot more aggressively, and I think Bernie Sanders needs to get serious about that. And I think part of the calculation, though, that Bernie Sanders might have been making is, oh, well, you know what? Joe Biden's out anyway. Bernie Sanders saw my video. He saw my Joe Biden video where I said that he's out of it. He didn't need to watch my video. Bernie Sanders knows Joe Biden's done, and everybody knows it. So, it is what it is. The last thing I would say is the question that they asked about Hillary Clinton. First of all, why are you even asking this? Like, this is so tired at this point. This is so tired. Let me tell you something. Hillary Clinton needs to go away. Okay? And let me tell you this, and then we'll be done. I'm going to go in on Hillary Clinton for a minute, and then we'll wrap it up. Hillary Clinton is about as useful to the Democratic Party right now as mammary glands on a bull. Okay, she just is. It is what it is. It's a fact. She's toxic. Everything about her is toxic. She's living in the past. She obviously has not gotten over 2016. She's crying and whining. I didn't get to be president. I lost to the most winnable election in history. And it's all Bernie's fault. And she's screeching like, she needs to go away, put the broomstick back in the closet, and go away. We're tired of you, witch. Tired of you. You are so toxic. And the way that she could do something like that to Bernie Sanders after all he did for her campaign, that she has the gall to do that, to just sit there and complain and whine like some baby. She's an adult. This is an adult acting like this. How pathetic is this? Hillary Clinton, grow up. Tulsi Gabbard was absolutely right. Grow up. It's just ridiculous. And don't involve yourself in this primary anymore. Just go away. Don't endorse anybody either, because your endorsement is worth less than nothing. It's worth less than it is. It is not just like, oh, well, that's not helpful. No, it is actually detrimental, okay, to a person's campaign. If I was one of these candidates on that stage and Hillary Clinton came out and was like, oh, CNN breaking news. We have some news for you today. This just in. Turns out Hillary Rotten Clinton is endorsing the progressive hoodie. I'd be like, I'm going to drop out. I'm dropping out. I'm dropping out. It's okay. Well, we wanted to talk to you about. No, I'm dropping out. I heard. Yeah, I know. I heard about what she did. I'm dropping out. I know what she's doing. She's trying to ruin my campaign, and she knows what she's doing. And congratulations, Hillary Clinton. It worked. You win. I'm dropping out. That's what she needs to do if she wants to ruin Bernie Sanders' campaign. She needs to just endorse him and stop attacking him, because all she does is get him more money when she does that. We're just donating more, canvassing more, calling more, texting more. She needs to actually endorse him is what she needs to do. I'd be like, I'm done. Yep, I done already fired everybody. I've pulled all my commercials. Yep, we're done. Because that's how toxic your endorsement is, Hillary Clinton. How does it feel? How does it feel to know that you lost the most winnable election in history? How does it feel to know that even the most popular senator in the country couldn't pull your neoliberal trash campaign out of the dumpster fire that it was in? How does that feel, Hillary Clinton? How does it feel to know that you are one of the few people that can run for president and still be just as disliked almost 4 years later when it's time to start running more people? How does it feel to know that if you were to run against Donald Trump again, you would lose again to the most laughable excuse for a president that this country has seen in a long time? How does that feel? How does that feel, Hillary Clinton? Go away. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for this video, and I will hopefully have another one for you soon.